Hey, Sheldon, there's something I want to talk to you about before we go to the party.
I don't care if anybody gets it. I'm going as the Doppler Effect.
No, it's not.
If I have to, I can demonstrate. Meow.
Imagine this. You had just been at the doctor's for 2 hours on a beautiful 40-degree day in February when you decide to come home and sit outside on your front porch working on some homework while drinking a cup of hot chocolate. But ruining your sedate morning is the screaming siren of an approaching ambulance. As it nears, the sound seems to rise in pitch until it wails by. Then, as it recedes into the distance, the siren seems to lower in pitch. Yet, you know that the noise produced by the ambulance remains constant. What is this phenomenon? This phenomenon is known as the Doppler effect. The Doppler effect is the apparent change in the frequency of a wave caused by the relative motion between the source of the wave and the observer. We see the Doppler effect happening when the thing that is emitting waves is subsequently moving. In the direction it's moving, the wavefronts bunch up, and behind it they spread out. If our object is moving towards a stationary observer, these bunched up waves are observed at a high frequency, and if the object is moving away from a stationary observer, the waves are observed at a lower frequency.
The Doppler effect is a change in the frequency that you hear when the source of an observer is moving with respect to each other. The classic case is when you have an ambulance racing past you. The pitch of the siren is higher when it is moving towards you and lower as it is leaving you. The Doppler effect is a mathematical description of this variation as the function of the velocities of the sources of the observer. It is the apparent change in the frequency of a wave caused by relative motion between the source of the wave and the observer. It is why a siren, as it approaches you, allows you to hear an increase of the pitch and then drops off as it leaves you.
Now we are going to demonstrate the Doppler effect using a constant car horn as it drives down the road and passes pedestrians. As you may have heard from the car driving by, the horn pitch starts at a higher pitch and moves to a lower pitch, even though from the driver's perspective, the horn is playing the same pitch the entire time.
As the vehicle's coming towards you, the sound waves that it's emitting bunch up and are delivered to you at a higher frequency, which you interpret as a higher pitch. Because the frequency of sound waves is pitch, and when the vehicle passes you and is moving away from you, the sound waves spread out so you hear them at a lower frequency or a lower pitch. Just like the car's sound waves, if the star is moving towards you even just a little bit, the light waves that it emits will be bunched up, meaning that you see the light at a higher frequency than it actually is. A small change in frequency for visible light will change its color. Higher frequency light waves means a deeper blue light, while a lower frequency light wave means a deeper red light. This is called redshift. Ultimately, stars and basically anything you are able to see change color depending on their relative motion to you. Through this, astronomers are able to use this effect with the right equipment and tell whether stars are moving away from or towards Earth.
In conclusion, the Doppler effect is used to measure the speed at which stars and galaxies are approaching or receding from us. In a mechanism named redshift or blue shift, redshift happens when light seen coming from an object that is moving away is proportionally increased in wavelength or shifted to the red end of the spectrum. If the star and the observer are moving apart, the wavelength increases because the individual waves are encountered less frequently. The Doppler effect is important in astronomy because it enables the velocity of light-emitting objects in space, such as stars or galaxies, to be worked out.